Hi guys, I realize I haven't vlogged at all today, but today is Wednesday and last night we successfully slept in our RV. It was really exciting, and now today, well, my parents signed the papers, so this RV is officially in our possession, and now we're on our way to Batesville, Indiana, because that's where we can get a campground that's close to where we're going on Friday. So we're going to be there today and tomorrow, as long as the tornado doesn't touch down, because I was looking up the weather to see what it was just a few minutes ago, and it said there's a tornado watch. We'll see if anything happens. Our plan is to get there because we're pretty close. We're going to get there and kind of figure it out then, because the tornado watch doesn't exactly mean it's going to happen, I guess. I don't know. Where I live, this is never a concern, so just hoping for the best and hoping that doesn't happen, and it's just precaution. But the watch is in effect until 9 p.m. tonight, so, and it's like 4. So yeah, that will be interesting, but I'm doing good today. A little on the tired side, having a little bit of GI issues, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm connected to fluids again, and everyone's chilling, and I'll turn the camera around and show you the setup. And Willow has done great. She did have a little something to eat and threw that up, so what we're thinking is she gets car sick in the RV, so we're gonna just like not feed her anything while the RV is in motion. But she's all good now. Luckily it was only a little bit, so I know she's not like actually sick, because she's still herself. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you. Oh, you are? So we made it to our campground, and I believe they just now canceled the tornado watch for where we're at, so we don't have to worry about a tornado today, which is really great. I'm glad. Like I said, I am not from this area of the country, so this is not something I am aware of. But right now, everyone else went to go walk around the campground. I didn't go because my wheelchair is in the back of the RV, and we're not getting it out until tomorrow when we're going where we're going. I don't know why I just did that so dramatically with my hair, but I feel like I've talked about and shared like the stuff we've been doing and what we've been up to on the trip so far, but I feel like I haven't directly shared how I've been feeling and how I've been doing. It's been a while since I've vlogged regularly, so I'm getting back into the hang of that, but also I realize I really haven't updated you. So physically, I am doing really well, and I'm surprised. I am extremely grateful for it. Sorry. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to finish this clip another time because everyone's coming up, but I have to show you them coming up. So Justin found a bike, which he left his bike behind, and he loves riding, and Willow's being a derp. She's being silly goober. Okay, I gotta go let them in. Hi guys, it is obviously a different day, but I wanted to go ahead and finish this clip. But as I was saying, I am honestly really surprised of how well my body has been doing on this trip. It's something I did not expect at all, and something I'm really grateful for and honestly surprised about. That's not to say it's been super easy for me and my body, because it hasn't, but I've been doing a lot better than I thought I would. I thought I would have a lot more days where I couldn't do anything, and I've been able to pretty much do almost everything I wanted to, which is not typical, and so I'm really grateful for that. But mentally, I'm a different story. One second. For whatever reason, I always, when my environment changes, even if it's an environment I want to be in, like I want to be in this traveling environment, I love it, but I still experience anxiety when I'm going into a new environment and a new schedule and not necessarily knowing what every day is going to consist of, because there was a little bit of flexibility on this trip compared to previous times where we kind of know what we're doing on what day. So that's some of the anxiety I was feeling at the beginning of the trip, but then I got adjusted, and that hasn't really been too big of an issue. But there's two other components which have made my mental health struggle this trip, and that one of them, the biggest, is that my family lost someone very close to us right before we left for our trip. And the loss was not unexpected, the timing was, and it really doesn't matter. It doesn't make it better or easier, and so that happened right before we left, and it's one of those things where I was starting to deal with those initial grief feelings right before we left. And I feel, for me personally, for lack of a better term, it kind of triggered my anxiety to raise to a higher level than it has been. And so I've definitely noticed I've been more anxious, and in turn I've been less patient and get frustrated more easily. You know, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, and that's just how it's been. And it's always really important for me to share with you guys how I'm truly doing, which is why I wanted to take time and do this clip, because I feel like I've been sharing a lot and showing a lot, but not sharing how I've actually been doing, and that's important to me, and I'm sure you guys want to know as well. And so yeah, but that is this part of the vlog, so on to the next clip. Hi, so obviously in this clip I am back home. So for the rest of this vlog, I guess I didn't cohesively vlog, so I do have vlog clips. It's just if I put them in here, it would make absolutely zero sense without me narrating the rest of this vlog. So that's what I'm gonna do, so you guys like know what we did and can see the clip still, but have it make more sense. So we made it to our campground, and our campground was essentially on like the Indiana-Kentucky border, and it was a really nice campground, really quiet and spread out, but it was storming, so we weren't able to put our levels down, so the RV was a bit unlevel that night. But yeah, so we stayed there, and then that next day, which was Friday, I believe, we drove into Kentucky, which wasn't very far, and we went to the Creation Museum, and then on Saturday we went to the Ark Encounter. And something I just wanted to say is that I'm a Christian and I believe in Jesus, but I just want you to know that whether you believe that or you believe something different, or you don't believe in anything at all, you are still absolutely welcome on my channel, no matter your background. And I just want to make that known, because I know this isn't necessarily everyone's belief, or they might have an opposing view to either of these things. So I just wanted to say that everyone is still welcome here, no matter what. But it was really fun and cool to go and just kind of see just like the different theories of what the Creation Museum had. And yeah, so Friday we went to the Creation Museum, and I didn't really get any clips of the actual museum itself, but outside there were these beautiful, beautiful botanical gardens. Like, it was absolutely beautiful. It was so, so pretty. And here they also had a petting zoo.
So here are some donkeys.
And here's Willow.
And here's Willow. Willow doesn't care. They're totally checking her out. Like, what is that? Hey, now the cow's coming. The cow's coming to check her out. Like, hey, what's that? Hey, that's not one of us. What is that? Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. Hi. Oh, you're cute.
You're cute.
Okay, watch the goats. There's the goats. There's Willow. Goats. Willow.
One one of them plays so that as soon as we came in here, the goats were watching Willow. So that was cool to be able to see, and something hilarious, which honestly going into this, I didn't fully know like how Willow would do around other animals. I was hoping like, you know, she would ignore them as she's been trained to like ignore every animal, whether it's a dog or not, that she goes by. She could care less. She acted like none of the animals were there. She didn't even really look in their direction. She was just like, are we getting out of here? Like, I'm bored. Like, it was hilarious, but what made it hilarious was that all of the animals in the petting zoo were obsessed with her and just like followed her around. So as me and her were walking around the area where the petting zoo is, all the animals' eyes just followed us, and it was so funny. And I have a few different clips, and it just made us laugh.
Hello, ladies. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, this is a dog. Look at this. Josh, look. They're checking Willow out.
So, yeah. So that was funny. And we ended up going back to our campground, had a nice dinner. And then that next day, which was Saturday, I believe, or I have my days mixed up, but that's what I believe, we went to the Ark Encounter, also in Kentucky, but at a different location. And that was cool. It's a life-size replica of what people think Noah's Ark was. And so that was really cool to see in person, just to see it in scale, and just like how the Ark Encounter, like people who founded it, thought that like how everything was put into the Ark. And so that was super cool to see.
Look at the floor.
So that was super cool to see. And they also had another petting zoo, but with different animals. And I mean, it wasn't necessarily a petting zoo, actually. It was more, there's only a few animals you could actually go up and pet. A majority of them you couldn't get close enough. But they had a crane, which may or may not have done a mating dance for Willow, which I didn't know at the time, but I figured it out once I watched the video back. So yeah, that was interesting. And I think they had like some sheep, and they had a zorse, they had a zonkey, they had alpacas and llamas. But the coolest thing they had, first of all, were 2 sloths. I've always wanted to see sloths in person. I love sloths. And also, they had an enclosure you could walk through that has kangaroos and wallabies. Sorry, camera cut out. But as I was saying, in the enclosure, all of the kangaroos and wallabies that were in there were all female, and they had a path. And the rule was, like, if the kangaroos or wallabies are not on the path, do not go anywhere like close to them, like keep your distance. But if they're on the path, they're like right next to it, like you're good. So they weren't on the path, but there was one that was sort of close to the path. But it was just like so insane to see a kangaroo that close. And oh, that was such a cool experience, something I didn't realize I would ever experience. And so that was really, really fun. And Willow obviously did not go through that enclosure. They don't allow service animals in there. Totally understand. Makes total sense. not about to have a kangaroo dog fight. But yeah, that was a really cool experience. And then they also had lemurs, and they were all actually inside because it had been pouring that day and storming, and they apparently are set off by dogs, and we didn't know that until after, and they went insane over Willow, so I'm going to put that clip in here. So all of these lemurs were asleep. All of them were asleep. And then Willow came.
No, but look.
Ready?
When I move to this window, they're all going to come.
Yeah, I know what's going on. Look, they're all coming. They were literally all asleep. And as soon as they saw Willow, everyone woke up and came over. Leaping lemurs.
Hey, what?
Well, it's going toward you, Jonathan.
Oh, here it comes. Oh! Oh, hello.
We got them to start talking. So the whole experience was really cool. And like I was saying, that day it was actually pouring and storming for most of the day. So we had to go into the gift shop and got me like a big blue poncho. So I wasn't soaked. So like my dressing was good and our stuff wasn't soaked. That was on the back of the wheelchair. And I ended up looking like a huge big blue blob everywhere I went with that poncho. It was ridiculous and it made us laugh. And then my parents and brothers ended up having dinner there. I couldn't eat anything there. But yeah, it was really fun. I'm really happy and glad we were able to do it. And it was just really cool to see, just like I was saying, like the theories and the thoughts of like how things may have been. And so that brings us to the end of this vacation vlog, and believe it or not, there's only like 1 or 2 more, and then we're done with the vacation vlogs and back to the regular scheduled chronic endless content. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
I don't know if you can.
You guys are allowed to come in.